Hey everybody, it's about 11:15 Saturday. It's 40 degrees, almost spring-like, almost, but we're looking at 3 to 4 inches of snow Sunday. And see, there's an old wise tale: if we get rain or moisture on Easter, the next 7 Sundays are wet. You get some kind of precip. Well, since we always move Easter forward and back, and we got daylight saving time. I mean, that's like the old Indians say, only a white man think you cut a foot off the top of the blanket and sew it onto the bottom, you got a longer blanket. You still got, that's just like you still got the same 24-hour time period. And yeah, and if you really look and you go by what you're taught when you were younger, when the shadow is straight up and down, and that's your noon time. When it's noon, look where to see which direction the shadows are. Our timing is way off. So we've jumped back and forth so much. We've got everything so screwed up, nothing knows what it is. So what I'm getting at is all this weather on Sunday. Is it because Mother Nature doesn't know the difference and doesn't follow our calendars, or what? Anyway, I gotta grab some water for the farm. Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Finally to a point where I can bring you guys up to what I'm doing. Last night I stayed out here till 1 o'clock and I switched stuff around. Here's the 6-inch rod motor. I was going to wait till the first week, but I got thinking I could go ahead and put the cam bearings in, the cam in, because I like you doing that with the crank out if you can. And so I want to get the cam bearings in, cam in that, probably set the main bearings, have that all ready for Monday, then we're going to wrap it up. Little 283 sitting here on the floor. It's been stripped. I got one more soft plug to take out of the back. And I want to let the machine shop guy take out the galley plugs and knock those out. I don't know. And up there, let's see, are the clean pistons. They look like new again. I used the Berryman carb dip. I got one that's old on the, that one's old, that one was newer, but they're both bought at the same time. So I broke down and told the wife I wasn't going to stay too late, but then I got a rhythm going with cleaning those. I put one piston in the old stuff to start it soaking for about 15 minutes. And then once I got done, I put one into the clean pail. So those pistons soaked about a half hour, 45 minutes total time. And then I went over to the pail, washed them, and had an old Scotch-Brite pad, scrubbed them. I went to the mineral solvents, washed them, cleaned them, got all the gunk off, and they're cleaned up, ready to go. Pretty much cleaned up, ready to go. What I'm going to do is dunk the big ends of the rods, because it cleaned the rods up really nice above. I mean, you can see the line. So I'm going to dunk the big ends, rinse those, and then there was, the rings were getting so bad in that thing that there was carbon built up in the piston ring groove, so I'm going to have to use my ring groove cleaner, clean the carbon out of there, and then spray them down with Carb Clean. And then I'm going to have to oil the wrist pins and all that, because that's all been stripped. They're still free, they're still loose, but the engine stand, the 6, I thought, well, you know what, this thing needs one more good wash. And as far as I can tell, all the trash is out of the block now. I sprayed some cleaner down in there, and then I sprayed the water, and it came out clean. So there's no more mud inside that motor or whatever the heck it was. So now I'm getting ready to put the gloves on and start wiping it down with WD-40. Yeah, I'll look at that later. Yeah, I know I wasted the paint once. That's okay. Actually, looks pretty good in there. I might just have to just take a white rig and... Oh, I gotta wipe out the cylinders. That's what I gotta do. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know some... I've seen some things on Facebook where people are, oh, guys that wear gloves, or no, we're finally getting smart and realizing this stuff absorbs into our skin and makes us sick. Let's see. There you guys are. But anyway, trying to keep it from turning green on me. It was doing that already in the hot tank. That's when you know you got your cast iron clean, is when it wants to turn green on you right away. So yep, we'll install the cam bearings. And yeah, I need it to get warm too, because I need to drain the hot tank, completely clean it, and start all over with some fresh actual hot tank soap. Okay. Yep, she's shiny. I sprayed this down and blew it down. I'm just basically making sure. Some of you are going to go, oh, your rig's dirty. Well, I ain't worried about that right now. I'm just making sure I got everything coated. Actually, the rig's coming out cleaner than what it has. So, I'm happy with that. And then you can see I worked that. Okay. Let's see, look at that. Oh! Get the WD-40. I really don't want the lifter belly to turn. Okay. Now that's protected. And that's something I've done for years. So, mop off the excess a little, and I can rub it on the areas like here. I don't want the deck changing color, so this way I can still paint the motor. And now we're ready to do the start the final assembly. And don't forget that plug, because otherwise you're pulling ahead to do that one. So alrighty, now we're ready to roll her upside down. And getting up and down is killing. Guess the first thing I gotta do is get that galley plug in. I'll be happy with that. So I can get in there and inspect it to make sure got that ain't blocking that. So no more crud falling out of the block. Finally. Oh. Anyway, I'll get the stuff out I need, Loctite, and get that in position and be ready to go. Okay. Well, to remind you guys, here's where I did the galley plug so I know it won't be blocking. And I want to put this one in first, just to make sure it doesn't block the. It's not because that's what I just want to make sure it doesn't end up blocking. See threads. Well, not happy with that. Come on. There we go. I got. It's not plugged. So there. That's. Yeah, I backed it off, but I got red Loctite on it, so when that sets up, it'll be good. And just for double safety sakes, I am going to stake the thread. Put a stake on there just to keep that plug from coming out. If it backs out, that's no problem, but the problem becomes when it falls out completely. Yeah, that's the problem. So take a rag and wipe off the excess. Normally this. Oh yeah, here it is. But like I said, I just want to make sure that there's no chance of that moving now. And that pretty much does it right there. Even stick my ratchet in there. Alrighty. That. And why that ended up going so deep, I really don't know. It shouldn't have. But now we're ready to get the cam bearing driver out and start doing cam bearings. Now that I know that that's good. Put your cam bearing in, you won't know. So I just want to take one more look. It's open. So that's been verified. A while back I had somebody ask me about that, and they come to find out they had theirs drove in too far, so. Alright, well, I'll get set up with the cam bearings and we'll install the cam bearings and then we'll fit the cam. Once we know the cam fits, then we'll put, now we have water here. Put the cam in to stay. So, like I said, these are just deadheads, so those you don't have to worry about. I'm going to do all three of these right now so I don't forget them. My buddy that comes down was down working, and he all of a sudden got a message and he was gone. I was like, poor guy, he just wanted to finish his trailer today and he had to take off. And hopefully everything will be okay. So. And granted, you could use those little stamp steel plugs that they give you. I've never really been a fan of those. So, alright, well, those are in. I'll get the cam bearing tools set up and ready to go, and we'll start doing those. We got one more to go. I almost forgot him. I want to do it now so this can start drying. That's the one that I changed over. The hidden one that everybody either misses or don't know about. So, and right now I can get in there. There's the plugs. I'll show you here. Okay, camera comes into play again. I'll go through this one, through that one. Aha! Okay. Let's see if I can get you guys zoomed in a little. Okay. Right here on this side of the screen is the plug. You'll see it move. And I just ran out of socket. Why am I having trouble with that? I don't remember. Anyway. It's tight, it's Loctited. There's that. And then so yeah, oh yeah, the Loctite's dispersed really good. Oh yeah, you guys are locked in. So you guys don't even. See there, the plug's just, the plug is right there. So it's not too far down the plug off, and it's down below, and when you come in from this way where they cross drilled it, you just see that. So yep, yeah, your oil's got to go and then make a bend there, right there. So yeah, these little borescope things are quite the thing. I'm glad I got it. So, okay, that's another one. So there, and the 3 front ones. Now when I crank in, I don't have to worry about it. I've got this all worked and that. Oh, stupid legs. My legs are giving me fits today. And that's so nice to look down in there and not see any more crud falling out. So, okay, now I'll get ready to do the cam bearings. I wanted to do that before I forgot that one. And by the time I get this thing fired up, now that I'll all be Loctited and ready to go. So, alright. Okay. Installing cam bearings. You want to be mean to somebody? Take rip that off with the numbers and take a lighter, burn it. They'll be standing there going, yeah. Because right there is the order that those go in. It's the one thing I have never understood with GM is why they had different size cam bearings throughout the motor. That's the only thing I just don't understand. So, okay, there's that one. Possible the front. Oh, yeah. And possible number 2. I've had guys ask if they could reuse their cam bearings because they weren't put in correctly. Oh, that's interesting. What's so special about this? Huh, this is a first. This is the first that I've ever pulled a set of cam bearings. Oh, nope, never mind. And then the phone rings. And it's the daughter. It's a used old vehicle. I don't know. When I owned it, everything worked fine for me. Kid finally owned it. Tahoe's giving him fits, but the door, back side door. Okay, well I thought I had the bearing with the 2 holes. Usually that goes in the front. So, okay, so CH4-1, which that should be this. CH4-1, that's that one. Then CH4-2, going 2 and 5. And this one is a this is a 4-3. So that's a number 3 and 4. And just so I know, I usually write on them. 3. C-4-3 is 3 and 4. Number 4. See, they weren't in the correct box. CH number 2. And this one should be the CH4-2. Yep, number 5. Okay. So we got those straightened out and in order. So actually, I ain't even going to use this box. I'm done with it. So we'll just, since I've got them marked, actually I'll go this way. That one last, second, third, fourth. Okay. Let's see. It's hard to get you guys down in there too, but here, I'll pull this out. Show you guys what I do. So there is a timing what I like doing, and I've watched videos on, and I've always done it. What I like doing is taking and put the hole with a groove, because that's in equal sections, and then you tighten it up, and then you can rotate it. And when the motor's upside down, and the rotation on this one, you want the bearings at a 7, 8 o'clock position, so when it's upright, that'll be on number 2, 3, and 4. You want that at a 8 o'clock position, but when the motor's upright, that's around 2 o'clock, so 7, 8 o'clock, you want that up there. And the others go in at 4 at 11 o'clock on the front and rear. So that's where this is coming. So I take it and reach down in here. This is where I need a helper. I mean, then we could have the camera angle. And this is something, if you, now you use a hammer and that to do this, but you don't want to go barbaric. Okay. Let's see. Without dropping you guys. Okay. Right now, that bearing is lined up with the oil rib there. And what I found out, I usually line up the turns. So, okay, if I go to where that's straight up, that's 3 o'clock, but if I turn that, did I have that? Okay, see, there's noon, turn it a quarter turn, there's 3 o'clock, and if I go to where that notch there lines up with the bottom of the cylinders here, that gives you about your 3 or 4 o'clock position. I mean 4 o'clock position. So, and a lot of guys are lazy. They want to be able to see, you can see the bar through there. They want to look through the hole. That don't work, because that cam bearing doesn't get any oil until what residual pressure pushes back up in there. So the oil pressure comes as the oil comes around the bearing. That's why you do not line up the holes. I mean, bearings don't wear right, and So, and then, I've been doing this for quite a few years. I mean, you learn to fill. And here too, I just went inside the block. I mean, you can't have your bearing driver expanded so far that it's hits the block. So like I said, you do this enough times, you learn your cam bearing driver, and you know when things are where they're supposed to be. And now, oh, too bad. I'm oh, I about got it perfect the first try. Okay. So, it's great. So I come back in, stay back from the bearing a little. Expand that. Okay, now I'm up to the bearing. And with my cam bearing driver, it usually is when it's flush. Which now, I look down there, I can see the back side of that. Come here, and I can see I am centered in that groove. Oh. So, there's that one. Put this old guy out here. So, we back up. Find number 4. And there's no front or back to these. They just go in. So you come down with number 4. Okay. And now remember, I want this one to rotate the other way. So there's noon, and there is about 7 o'clock. So, getting a little closer to you guys, so I gotta watch where I swing. And depending on what year your block was machined in that, sometimes you can do it, sometimes you can't. You can see where to stop, but depending on how they machined it for you, that changes. So, see the back wall there, just on the edge. So there, and there, I'm centered. So that's what you do to do the cam bearings. So I'll get the rest of these installed. And then the front one, I'll put the cam bearing driver from the front and drive it out. The reason being is you want that one to go in square. If you get that cocked off, you will not get your camshaft in there. So that's why you reach through the motor very carefully and do that. So and another reason I like putting the cams in now is because now you can get in there and support the cam and not let it drag across the bearings. I don't care how careful you are, it's still going to happen. You're going to, you would think, but guess I'm talking and just going to keep going. Stop there. I didn't go too far, and if you did go too far, you can come back from the back side and save it. I don't think it went far enough. There. Oh, I got it. There you go. There's one. Yep, one good drive. Anyway, I'll get these last in, and then we'll show you fitting the cam, make sure that goes in, then we'll wipe everything down, glue up the camshaft, stick it in, and stick a bag on it, and then we'll set the main bearings in, and set those on there, and then we'll bag it until Monday, Tuesday. Then we can set the crank in and start getting this thing together to be ready to be fired. So, alrighty. Okay, all the cam bearings are in. And here's our brand new camshaft. Make sure you got clean hands when handling it. Give it a visual inspection, make sure nothing's happened. Have to do like everybody else, take a grinder, grind all the info off, so if this motor gets cleaned, they won't know. But here's where not having the crank in helps. And if you notice, I went through, there's two bearings we're good on. Really good. Three, four. Hey, I like it when a plan comes together. And I even leave the rear soft plug out. Oh yes, there is no friction whatsoever on that cam. That thing is free. Cool. I know they put CAS on it, some kind of stuff on it to keep it from rusting, but well, for now, we're to a point we're done with this one. And now if I keep the energy going, you guys are going to see me drive cam bearings again, but that one we got to pull the crank out of, and we're down to where we can take this, bag it, and make sure when you're driving your cam bearings, you can't help it. You're going to get little metal shavings, and I did that off camera before I put the cam in here. I blew down through the cam bearing holes. I blew down through everything, and then I blew out there to blow the shavings out, because you're driving metal into metal and it's going to shave a little, but oh man, that is just nothing tight at all. Squeaks even. So yep. Okay, this is Oh no, we're not done. We're not done. Because we got these. We can start setting in here too. Because that'll be the next thing that goes in here is the crankshaft when it gets back. So we need the ones with the holes. Right this second. And again, make sure your hands are clean. Clean to the point, depending on how long you want it to run, so this one's going to run for a while. Really, Key? I know I'm using a sharp object on bearings, but I'm not using them on the bearings, I'm using them on the plastic. So, right here, just one more final wipe down, make sure there's no dust, debris, anything behind the bearings. And I cringed, I have seen guys where they put motor oil behind these. I'm like, you didn't. Please tell me you guys didn't. They did. Okay. Just don't like the, looks like there's a cloud on there, so the bearings are wiped too. Oh, that looks better. Okay. Verify your size. Yep, standards. Do that one. Would have been nice. Looks like I got a visitor. So yeah, somebody's here. All right. Well, I'll be back. Well, I did have a neighbor stopped in and see me. And I tell you, this is the cam box that the new cam came in. I tell you, having a container like this, it makes you know they're proud of their stuff. I mean, cardboard boxes work too, but holy man. That having that nice container that works great. So, but anyway, let's see what you guys are seeing. The main bearings are in it. The cam's in it for now. And I bagged it. We're done to the point where we can be. So now, this one here, as you see, the pistons are there, the rings are there. The crank's in it. I got a set of floating rods that I traded for that motor, so guess what? I have to pull that out, pull the crank out of it, so I can put the cam bearings in it. And I got a cam up there. Oh! I gotta look. I had that cam out of that 327 we did a while back, but that thing was wild. This ain't got enough compression to support it, so. I got the roller cam, that's what I was talking about putting in here, wasn't it? Thinking about making this a roller motor again. I got everything for it, so. Which means I'm going to have to screw around with push rods if I don't use the Vortec heads on this, then I'm going to play hell with the valve train getting that lined up. If I put the Vortec heads on this, I've got the push rods to go with all that, and it'll be good to go. So I don't know. Not sure what I'm going to do. But anyway, I got to close up some stuff and move some stuff. This, another dead box, another dead soldier. The amount of trash I've burnt, I'm like, I've gone through, a lot of parts have gone through, more parts have gone through this year than we have done for quite a while. Dead rig. I mean, my scrap iron's starting to pile up, so that's where I wish I had a dump trailer. I'd just keep throwing it into that, and then when it got full, take it in. Oh wait, that box, I could actually use that box to put these bearings back in. So, it's not a disc. I gotta go grab that box. So I'll put these bearings in, and they're just my mock-up stuff. They're good enough for that, as long as I got a standard crank. And who knows, maybe those bearings will go in that boomy motor we want to make. See how long it runs. So, be good for that, too. Alright. Well, I did strip down the 283 today. We got the cam and bearings in that, and the mains bearings in. I was going to start on this one, but Mama Bear called a little bit ago. She took Squirrel to a friend's homecoming, not homecoming, prom, the Grand March, and Mama Bear said she couldn't stop crying. She can't straighten her leg, and it's a bad leg. He said, well, if you're still feeling like that when you get home, we're going to go to the ER. So with that in mind, and I got to take the crank out of this, and I really don't want to take the crank out and let it sit, because I got that one all greased up. I'm going to pull it, set it off to the side, bag it, do the cam bearings, and then the crank's going right back in, because this one's ready to go. I just didn't, don't ask me why I didn't put the cam bearings in first. I don't know. I was more interested in getting the crank up off the floor before I got hurt damaged. And then we gotta do the rings and all that. If you hear the shots, that's the friend of mine that keeps coming out and target practicing. And so if you heard them, that was shots. Oh, now they're shooting the metal target. Bang tink, bang tink. I'm going to have to check the insulation in my north wall, because normally I don't hear it, and it sounds like it's coming right through the wall. Maybe that's why it's getting harder to heat this building. Maybe the damn mice ate the insulation out of the wall. But anyway, there's nothing going on tomorrow. I thought I could do 2 in one day, but my knees are really giving me fits. A couple of you fellow diabetics, you've asked me, how do you keep going? Well, I just keep going, but it's getting a little harder and harder. But I'm not going to give up. Can't. I got too many motors to build, and I want to get one of the Monte Carlos rebuilt. I got a guy that says I'm crazy for wanting to do that, but they're mine. I'll do with them what I want. Yes. So, I guess that's what we're going to end at. I thought and I've ended up in the blue chair a couple of times. The feet have been twitching and burning and hurting, and I needed something soft to sit on. So I broke down, sat in the chair, and well, one thing led to another, and out I went. So anyway, I guess be nice if they hit some oil when they're shooting out there. Yeah, That's it. But we got water that runs off from both sides of this hill, so I'm pretty sure it won't happen. Anyway, this will be a short block, depending on, I've got a set of heads done up, but I don't know if I want to put them on this or not. I got to research these pistons a little more, and I got to check the CC of those heads. If they're 72 cc, then it'll be okay. If they're 76s, it's not really going to be a fun one. I'm not really planning on it being a fun one. I'm just planning on it to be a running, working motor. So, anyway, see y'all later. Have a good one.